If you're buying a new TV in 2023, it really should be a 4K TV. Those 1080p models can still keep up at smaller sizes, but the centerpiece of your living room really deserves the full 2160p experience. Let us help you pick the best 4K TV for your space, budget, and viewing habits. For more information on the products, we have included links in the description box down below. Number 1. Samsung S95C OLED. You'll see this TV pop up in many Best of TV articles this year. The reason is simple. Samsung did a wonderful job with its most recent OLED display. This is a flagship TV, so it isn't cheap, but it offers almost anything you could want from a current generation TV. It offers 4 HDMI 2.1 ports to support current and future gaming consoles. Plus, all its ports live on a separate box connecting to the ultra-thin panel with a single wire. That makes this TV super versatile when it comes to installation. When it comes to picture quality, I was very impressed during my viewing time with it. I hooked up a PS5, then played several games and watched a few high-res Blu-ray titles, including the latest Venom movie, which is particularly challenging in terms of color and contrast. Samsung's OLED looked fantastic throughout all of it. The built-in speakers aren't phenomenal, but that's easy to forgive on a wildly skinny TV. You're best off adding a soundbar or other external audio. The UI can also get a bit clunky, but that's more of a general Samsung thing than it is specific to this TV. Quibbles aside, the real star here is the picture quality. It maintains the super deep blacks that make OLEDs so appealing. But, due to Samsung's new display tech, it's considerably brighter than many OLEDs that came before it. I had no trouble watching content in a fully lit room with strong overhead lights on full blast. If you have an absurdly bright room, you may still be better off with something like a QLED, but most viewers should be stoked on this TV if they can stomach the relatively high cost. Number 2. TCL 6 Series Google TV. If you are shopping on a budget, the TCL 6 Series with Google TV makes it very easy to cut some small technical corners and get a great 4K TV at a lower price than our other picks. It features a vibrant, color-accurate QLED 4K display and excellent brightness that can easily combat the sunniest living rooms. TCL also supports HDR10 and Dolby Vision, so you can enjoy the latest season of Stranger Things on Netflix the way it was meant to be seen. The R646 also features 2 HDMI 2.1 ports, so you can play games in 4K at 120 Hz, with features like variable refresh rate available. At this price point, the TCL R646 is unbeatable, offering an impressive 4K picture and a brightness that provides the kind of wow factor that matches more expensive alternatives. Because this TV relies on mini LED tech, it can provide more localized dimming for content. That means light won't seep into the dark areas and ruin the contrast ratio. That can seriously detract from the overall visual appeal. If you don't want the Google TV version, TCL also offers a Roku version if you prefer that platform. Number 3. LG C2. The LG C2 has just about everything you could want out of a TV, even though it's technically last generation's model. As the OLED designation suggests, it provides spectacular color and contrast. But, thanks to the latest generation OLED Evo panel, it's also 20% brighter than its predecessor. It maintains the deep blacks for which OLED TVs are renowned while pumping up the maximum brightness and overcoming one of OLED's only inherent weaknesses. As a result, the C2 is a phenomenal all-around TV that will fit in just about any space or use case. It offers a full suite of HDMI 2.1 ports for connecting to game consoles and streaming devices. It offers an array of variable refresh rate modes to prevent artifacts and jaggies during gaming sessions. Plus, it supports just about every form of HDR you could want. If you're not ready to jump to the C2, you can still find pretty great deals on the C1 out there. If you're not putting it in a super bright room, then the C1 should perform excellently while saving you some money. Number 4. Samsung QN90C. If you want a bright display, QLED still reigns over almost everything else on the market. It's not just about brute force brightness, however. Samsung has been refining its QLED TVs for years, and the company has managed to squeeze exceptional picture quality out of its CLEDs at every level. This is the high-end stuff, though, and it's worth the extra investment. Samsung employs some of its most powerful image processing in this display, which allows it to excellently upscale content of just about every kind. Despite its relatively skinny stature, this TV offers excellent built-in sound. I was genuinely impressed with the stock sound performance during my review period with the TV. I fired up Godzilla vs. Kong on Blu-ray, and the visuals were predictably meticulous, but the sound was also impressively boomy and clear despite the lack of extra help. I still find Samsung's TV UI clunky. I typically just remember the buttons that get me where I want to go rather than trying to navigate the on-screen menus. And I would have loved for Samsung to put the ports on an external box like it has with the OLEDs and other high-end models. But that's not a deal breaker. At the end of the day, this is a killer TV that will perform in literally any room. While it's capable of impressive brightness, it doesn't rely on it as a selling point. With Filmmaker mode turned on, it can reproduce all the color and contrast accurately and elegantly. Number 5. Sony Bravia XR-A90J. The Sony Bravia XR-A90J features a fantastic 4K picture that produces perfect blacks and a relatively bright HDR experience for an OLED. It also supports a wide color gamut, high contrast ratio, and a fast response time, ensuring every game, movie, and TV show looks flawless. It also features variable refresh rate support, a gaming staple, and special PS5 exclusive features, like automatically switching in and out of HDR mode when you start playing a game or other HDR-compatible content on the console. If we're being honest, the A90J is pretty close to fitting in our overall and best OLED categories, but we feel it's best suited for gaming, especially if you're playing on a PS5. Because this model is technically a generation old, you can typically find it at a very affordable price, compared to other TVs with similar overall picture quality and specifications. Don't be afraid to save yourself some cash to buy video games. So, that is all about today's video. If you are new to my channel, don't forget to subscribe.